So, just wanted to showcase a little bit of how I play the Mutz for the guy that asked who's having troubles with it, and the fact I have a 70-something% win ratio in it. So, I run vertical stabilizer to improve the gun handling, optics to see further. I do have an amazing crew, as I've put on Facebook, and I also run vents just to improve all of those skills a little bit, and the food replaces the gun rammer so that I get the reload up using the food instead, and you still make money running food anyway. So just to let you know, we spawned in the south. I spawned in the number 2, and I travelled all the way around the edge of the map to get here, because this is a really strong position for a medium tank or a fast tank, and a tank with good camo rating. The only reason I'm being spotted is because of that tortoise. I'm not going to trade with a tortoise, it's just not going to be the thing I'll do. But he is the one that's detecting me. So I'm in a platoon. Unfortunately those guys couldn't push up, because behind me, obviously, as you see on the top bridge, is a Conway and a Tier 9 waffle. But I'm safe from them. And anybody that tries to get across there to the cap, like that guy, anybody that tries to push the ridge to spot the cap, I can just flank fire. Then anybody that pokes over in the distance, these tanks are also spotted all of the time by me. So if there was anybody like artillery that was able to land a shell over here and do anything to help me out, I would get assisted damage here too, spotting, because these tanks are all my spots. Now I needed somebody to get the tortoise to turn around, and luckily for me it happens. Now the T-49 thought that he could come round there and shoot me in the backside, but obviously is unaware of the way the map works. But the tortoise has decided that he is going to go the other way. We've got him turned because he got shot, and now we can get some cheap ones into him. There we go. He's unimpressed about getting shot from somebody else, and he's completely forgotten about me. So taking out ton tank destroyer players is really quite nice, and we catch him on fire. So the light tank thinks that he's going to come and do some damage to me. He doesn't have the big dirt gun. And now we can start to work our way around here, keeping these guys lit. Got a dead gunner, so unfortunately aiming time now is a little longer, but with jack of all trades, the commander takes that over, so it doesn't make it quite as bad as having a completely and utterly dead gunner and no skill to replace it. So we go with the explosives, because artillery is the next thing I'm going to be looking to shoot, and the Tier 9 waffles gun mantlet shield. So they're both really thin, so I can get maximum rolls of damage, or as much as I possibly could on those. And that's it, he's gone. So the Mutz is sort of like an opportunist. It's a bit like the CDC, that's why it's fast, but the Mutz can bounce shots as well, luckily, here and there, now and again. So you're looking for that opportunist little position you can find yourself to be not the main focus, because obviously if they'd have come over to me, they'd have got nuked by heavier hit tanks than me. So they needed to be aware of where they were, and you just need to peck away and pick out your damage. So this game here, we're a top tier matchup, 6, 7, 8 game. And with 10 degrees of gun depression, this position here is really strong. Now in this game I will make an enormous mistake that probably cost me staying alive to the end of the game, but when one of your team goes forward, you really and he's in your platoon and he's the Unicorn player on Immortals, here's where the failing of the Mutz sometimes is the gun shells will dirt. Unfortunately that tank is far too slow to get himself out of trouble. So our Scorpion goes forward, but we are blissfully unaware of quite a lot of tanks that have camped in the back. As you can see, I've never seen quite so many camping players at South Coast. I'm trying to keep these guys off of him for as long as possible. So Tiger 131 trapped me, but as you can see, firing heat at the front of this, which he does then. He bounced his APCR rounds. The Mutz has a heat shield and an explosive shield on the front, so it has a, you know, it can withstand the penetration of heat because of the spaced armor front, like the bill around this, and the APCR's low penetration rounds will bounce off of the front if it's not well angled. Okay, you need to sort of look straight on, you need to be a tiny bit angled. So I was a bit peeved that the first one missed. So that guy thought he was a Chai sniper sitting in the back in a heavy tank. Incorrect. 0.38 accuracy, my friend, and another bounce. So as you can see, we do quite well for bouncing damage. Now this is where I make my big mistake. I allow myself to be completely focused by the super fast firing. Tiger 131, and he can out DPM me by miles with those super fast reloads. I'm really badly angled. You are seeing pretty bad play, and I'm gone, but so is he. So there's how not to play the Mutz. So we're just going to have a little look around what's going on in the rest of the battle. Thankfully we had done enough damage to the enemy team by that point that we would win. And that's the end of the game. We still managed to pick up 11 pens. It's only a third class game, but at the point I took up this game, it was enough to get the first